Hi, everybody. It's Thursday, and it's time for another chat, an emotional intelligence chat. And today, I'm asking the question, how do you feel about money? And the reason I'm asking that question is because how you feel about money can affect how much money you make. And women it could really be great, not just for you personally as a woman, but for women everywhere, to make more money, to be more self-sufficient, and to be more, to have more autonomy in their lives. And I have had a poor relationship with money. I need to adjust this light. It's kind of bothering me. There we go. Sorry for like that glary stuff, but so anyway, I've had a poor relationship with money. And I feel like this has affected my ability to earn and to generate income. And I've been taking a serious look at how I feel about money. And I've noticed that I have a lot of mixed feelings about money. And I think that that is probably common for most women to have mixed feelings. So I wanted to walk you through some of the feelings I have about money, because they may, you may have similar feelings, or it might make you think of how you feel about money. So when I ask myself, Susan, how do you feel about money? I draw a blank, but I found a better question, and that is, if money was a person, how are you treating this person? How are you treating your money if you think of money as a person? And when I asked myself that question, I was a little bit surprised about how I feel about money. I feel frightened of money, especially at the end of the pay period. And I also feel worried about money when I pay my taxes, when it's time to do my taxes. And so anyway, I just took a look. How do you feel about money? Well, for the most part, I ignore money. I don't think about it. But when I go to spend money, I have a lot of thoughts about it and feelings about it. I wonder, like, I notice that I think about money as if it's very finite, not like it's circulating. So in reality, money is circulating. It's coming into my account when I get paid and going out for bills. But I notice that I focus on how it's going out all of the time. So I'm either kind of ignoring it and not thinking about it, or when I get close to the end of the month, or I'm making a big purchase, then I feel worried about it. So if money was a person, how I would be treating this person is I would be ignoring them and then feeling frightened and worried. And if, you know, you can ask yourself, like, if someone treated you that way, would you want to hang around with them? And the answer is no. So let me check my notes here. Okay, so one of the things that I like to do is to figure out why I feel the way I do about money, or about anything, but in this case about money. And I always look to my own conditioning in my family of origin and also in my culture of origin. And when I was growing up, well, there's a theme that runs throughout my life, and that is that money comes from men. So my father was the breadwinner. Bosses that I had right as I entered the work world were men. And then my two husbands were men, and they were the main breadwinners too. So I have this running theme in my life that money comes through men. And I believe that's why when I get paid for the value that I add, I often don't really appreciate it and give myself credit for it in a way that a man might do. You know, men, they have a completely different acculturation around money. So when they get their money, they feel like they're scoring, like it's very rewarding to them, and it has a lot of meaning about their value. Whereas for me, especially for women who work in helping professions, I took my value from work, from helping other people. And I just really didn't think about the money so much as a reward for me. I thought of it more as a necessity, something I had to deal with. And then another way that my conditioning is affecting my relationship with money now is that when I was growing up, I had to ask my parents for money. And that was really kind of up to however they were feeling. And because I didn't have, and I'm not knocking my parents, this is just the way that it was. My parents weren't really like money mentor parents. So if I wanted something, a money mentor parent might show you how to earn that money. They might offer matching funds to help you earn that money. They might teach you how to think of money, how to save money, how to invest and grow money. I really didn't have that. So when I was growing up, it was, you know, I would just ask for money until later when I got my own job. But that put me in an emotionally vulnerable position, kind of fearful, where no matter how much I wanted something, I was depending on them to give it to me. So anyway, I started to ask myself how would I behave if I wanted to create a good relationship with money. And what I did was I asked myself, what would that relationship look like? So the first thing is I had to be honest about my own feelings about money, about my indifference toward it, about my fears about it, and also about how I didn't really appreciate it or connect it to the value that I was adding and getting compensated for. So that's the first thing. And then the other thing I had to do, or tried to do, which I found really fun, was spending a day with money, just pretending like money was a partner. And hang on one second. We're getting some. Okay. Oh, sorry for that interruption. My phone was just going off. But anyway, so I spent a day with money, and I was like, okay, every time I spent money, it was like I had a partner. This partner money was helping me live the life I want to live. So if I went out, like the other day, I did not feel like cooking anything for dinner. I was so tired. So I went to a very cool restaurant. I opened my wallet, money was there for me, and I paid for my meal. And I experienced gratitude for money and thought of money like as this partner helping me live my life the way I want to live it. So that's something you can do too. Let's say you want to balance your checkbook. This I cannot imagine. I do not like accounting of any kind, but I'm getting much better at it. But I would think of money as a partner who needs attention. So if you had a partner, a relationship partner, you would want to know how they are, how they're doing, and that is what you can do when you do your budgeting, when you pay your bills. You know, ask money, how is it doing? How are you doing, money? Are you building and growing? Are you barely making it? You know, what's going on there? So just like a partner, you would check in. And then you could talk to money about what you want in the future. Just like if you had a partner, you guys might want to take a vacation or buy a house or buy a new car or this or that. And that is where you get really creative. And this is, I want to segue a little bit because for women, often when we're faced with something like buying a new car or doing a car repair, we can feel kind of scared about it. And the reason is, I think the reason is because we don't see ourselves as someone who can generate unlimited amounts of income. And it's not whether you can or can't generate unlimited amounts of income. It's being able to at least think of yourself that way. So when you sit down and figure out what you want to do, how you want to create your life, what you want your quality of life to be like. A lot of times women can get frightened because they think, oh, I'll have to work harder, or oh, I can't do that, or oh, it'll be too stressful. And what I'm asking myself to do is to think of myself as a person who can generate income, rather than thinking of myself as someone who has to hustle to make things happen, rather than thinking that I have to stress myself out to make things happen. So this has actually been very hard for me. I have a lot of, poor money habits, and like I said, I've been very oblivious about money. I've also been very lucky. Money has been there for me a lot of times. But what I really want to do, and what I encourage you to do, is to develop a really good, healthy relationship with money, and think of money as a partner in your life who wants to work with you to have the things that you want to have. So, and then on a final note, I want to just put in a plug for thinking that if women everywhere begin to think of themselves as good partners with money, creating the life they want to live, that would really change the culture, and it would really ease up a lot of pressure on relationships to perform the function of, of financial security coming from a man to a woman. It's not that I think that's a bad thing, you know, I think it's wonderful, but I think for women, our quality of life should be in our control. And if we're in a relationship with someone else, that's just even better. But I really feel like a lot of women stay in abusive situations and have a poor quality of life because they're dependent on men, or even just thinking that they are. And if we can change that, it'd be so amazing. So if you would like to, you know, be part of a group where women are becoming emotionally aware, tapping into the wisdom of their emotions so that they can create their own happily ever after, and tap into those emotions so you can shape that happily ever after the way that you want to, not the way you've been conditioned to think about it. You can contact me at fluidintegration@gmail.com. In fact, I added a button on the Facebook page. I think it's on the upper right, and you can click on there and it'll take you to an email, or you can PM me. I wish you a great weekend. I hope you and money have a lot of fun this weekend, that you know, when you go out and do something fun and you open your wallet and money is there for you, that you realize that money is your partner, and you can generate income, and you can have a fun and healthy relationship with money. So I think that's everything. I think I've covered everything about that. Let me see if there's anything else. Nope, that's it. So anyway, have a good weekend, and thank you for stopping by. Aloha.